Hiya once again, Tim with Tim's Computer Repair. I'm going to take everybody along for the ride on this little thing here. I'm going to be swapping out components. The new components of this machine is slightly better than what's in it. Not bleeding edge by no means, but hey, they want me to do it, so I'm going to do it. They supplied the parts, and they supplied me with this case. They said they want the parts that they purchased put in here. We're going to mix and match a little bit as we go. We're going to be reusing this memory, and we're going to be doing away with this 1660 video card, and we're going to be doing away with the motherboard. We're going to keep using this SSD. So the only two components that this will have still left in it that is existing would be the RAM, the power supply, and the SSD drive here. So a simple little thing here I'm going to do. So let's get started. I guess one of the first things I'm going to do is just remove the memory. This is Team Group 8 gig stick, so there's 16 gigs of RAM in this DDR4. And the other one. Simple enough. Let's go ahead and just remove the video card. There's the card removed. Won't be using that again. Now we just simply remove all the components from the motherboard. This is all front panel stuff here. That's got to go. Front panel. This is USB 3. These are your USBs here. There's your audio over here. 24 pin here. Mother lover. Never had so much trouble with a 24 pin before. There we go. Gracious day. Wow. Okay. Got the CPU that are here. That's just going to be a lot of fun too. There we go. That's off. We have, let's go ahead and snip this one. Okay. I'm going to stop right here before I remove this motherboard. And I'm going to go ahead and test the new parts. I don't want to go through all of this extra work here. If something's wrong with the new parts, we're going to test the new parts at this point. Here we are, nothing special. This is a ROG Strix B550F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. A simple little Ryzen 7 5700G. She wants to use the integrated graphics instead of the graphics card itself. And of course the heat sink to the... It's already got a heat sink on it, probably. Interesting. Why would she buy a cooler when this comes with a cooler? Alright, well, let's go ahead and open this up. There's nothing like opening up a brand new motherboard. Awesome. There's the board. Much bigger board, isn't it? Okay guys, this is why I like to buy the parts. Look at this case. And look at this motherboard. It's not going to fit. This is a regular ATX motherboard here. This is a micro ATX motherboard. It's not going to fit. So there you go. That's exactly why I like to pick the parts. Rightio, let me call the customer and see where we go from here. Maybe I should call her because maybe she'll want to RMA that board or return that board and get another one. So yeah, let me make a call here. Joan, hey, it's Tim with Tim's Computer. Yes. Hey Jones, listen. So the motherboard that's in your case, your old motherboard, that's a micro ATX board. The board that you have is just a regular ATX board. It will not fit in the case. All right, gotcha. It's too big for the case. So you either do, I guess, whatever you want to do with that. You can either, return the motherboard and buy a mini ATX, or you could just find a case We move everything over to that. So which way you want to go about it, I'll work with you in whatever way I can.
Okay, go ahead and put it back in the box, and I'll come back pick it up, and I'll see what I can find.
Okay.
All right.
Not a problem. Okay, listen, Joan. I have your computer somewhat taken apart. So I mean, you're going to leave that with me. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Gotcha. I'll do that.
All right. Thanks.
See you there, everyone. Glad I didn't take it out of the packaging to test it because she wants to just order a micro ATX board. So I avoided that. I don't have to go backwards and put anything back together. And I will continue this video for what it's worth when she comes back with a micro ATX motherboard. Okay, everyone, a decision has been made on this computer, and I think it is the right direction to go in. We're actually going to be using a larger case to install the motherboard in instead of trying to get a smaller motherboard. But this is the one thing that I don't like what she wants to do here, is that she wants to use her old power supply. I mean, it'll probably be okay, but with me, I don't know. You know, using an old power supply, several years old, it's been running in a computer. You got a new motherboard, you got a new case. Oh, goodness. Just had that darn new power supply. I feel better about it. But nonetheless, that's what she wants to do, so that's what we're going to give her. All right, so along for the ride we go. I'm just going to be removing this power supply now from this case. We've already got all the connectors unplugged, so that wasn't a waste of time. Let's see. Let's flip this up on this back side here. Let's go ahead and open up this panel. Try to deroute anything. Let's see if we got any kind of wire management back here. Yeah, we got a few things. Let's see. Nice and dusty. Love it. I love it. All right. There's that. Okay, what else we got here? What is this? Oh, wow. Oh, okay, that's the front panel. Let's go ahead and unplug this SSD here. Unplug that. Go ahead and take the screws out of the back of the power supply here. And once I get this power supply out of here, I'm going to go ahead and use this power supply to test the new motherboard and the new processor. And I don't have to do any more disassembly on this at all, except for remove that SSD right there. Let's see what we got. Take her all out. Come on, let's see what are we stuck on here. Come on. It's always something, isn't it? Now we got to undo these. Oh, look, twist ties. Oh, look, a zip tie. It's just this. This end. All right. Feed that through here, and we're loose. There we go. So the only thing I have left here is, of course, the drive. So this, we're now finished with. Lovely, lovely, nice and dusty. What is this? This is a 600 watt power supply. Fine. Okay. We don't have to worry about this video card because she does not want to reuse it. So we'll set that aside and get ready to do a out of the box boot of this motherboard here. Oh, wait till I show you the case this is going in. I haven't heard of the brand of this case, honestly. Big motherboard, no video card. Wow. Okay, let's see about the processor. It's just a simple Ryzen 7 5700G with Radeon graphics. Nothing special here. Pins look good. Always check the pins before you insert. Alright, that went in nicely. Lock it down. There you go. Oh, yep. Ooh, look at that. I'm glad I looked at that. There's something on it. I'm glad I looked at that. Wow. Now we just simply hook up the old power supply. I don't like using an old power supply, but oh well. Not my machine, not my decision. Oh, fine. Boom. Boom. I'll just plug in the old HDMI here to my monitor. Plug in my power supply here. Got a little bit of light going there. Cool. That's a good sign. Let me go ahead and jumper this. All right. Got the orange light, red light, white light. Back to the orange light, red light, white light. It's a good sign. Green light, post. Yep. So we got a post. So that's as far as I need to go with that. We know that the processor's good. We know that the motherboard's good. We know that the memory is good. And we know that the power supply is good. So now we can proceed to complete the build. Okay, pretty much this is the case that she decided to go with. This is a budget case. Basically, it's called a Asus GAMDIAS, G-A-M-D-I-A-S. It's actually have RGB fans in it. That's a trip. It's got smoked glass finish here, tempered glass. It's pretty heavy. So, yeah, for what it's worth. A basic case though. 2 fans. It comes with 3 fans, I believe. Yep. 2 in the front, 1 in the rear. They are RGB. This does take all the way up to a full ATX motherboard, all the way down to a micro ATX. Got a pretty nice front face there. Yeah, this is the top. This is the top of the case. It's got a USB 3, a USB 1 or USB 2, another one, 2 USBs, microphone, headphone, an LED button, and a power button, and of course your activity lights there. Okay, I will show you the full view of this once this build is done so you get a better idea, but I'm just trying to move this along, so here we go. We got here all of the cables and wires, and I think it looks like your SSDs just mount, your drives just mount to the case itself. I don't see any type of mounting caddies or anything for 2.5-inch drives. There's screws and some zip ties. All right, what do we have here? Well, there's an RGB header here. Looks like a 5 volt. Nope, sorry, that looks like a 12 volt. Looks like a 12 volt RGB. I'm not sure if the motherboard has RGB headers on it. I'll have to look. Like I say, I didn't pick the board out, so SATA connector there. SATA power. Yep. I think that's gonna. I'm really not sure. I guess you could control the RGBs maybe with this, but I think you can use this too, along with that power button. This is fans. I know that. No, these are to the fans is what this is. So this is to the fans. This is power to the fans, and this is an extra fan connector. Yep. And then we have it's like audio and USB connectors there, and a USB 3 connector here. Gotcha. All right, let me look real quick and see if there's a RGB header on this motherboard. She might be out of luck. Yep, no, there is. We got it. That is a 5 volt. This is a 5 volt, and if all 4 pins were there, it'd be a 12 volt. But there is a 5 volt connector on the motherboard for what it's worth. One good thing about this case is they have it marked very well where your several size motherboards go. I'm looking for the ATX, and they have ATX labeled with A's. I need to add some standoffs here, of course. We'll be sure we take this off. Got that off. It's in there. That's what we want to see. All right, let's go ahead and just lock this board down. That is all of these screws. Motherboard is attached securely to the case. That's how it's done. All right. What are we going to do now? I guess we could go ahead and do the power supply. You know, another good thing about this case is it does have a nice shroud. It's a permanent shroud, however, but it's, you know, it's pretty nice for a budget case. This case is $60 off of Amazon here in the US at the time of this video. Okay. Well, let's get the power supply installed. A little bit dusty. All right, power supply is in. That's another good thing about this case. Sort these out. Is you got room to bring your CPU cables through with the motherboard installed. Sometimes cases with bad designs, it ends up being a problem. All right, we'll have to bring our 24 pin through this way, like that. Front panel headers, where are those front panels? They're right there, through here. Okay, this is the audio. The audio will bring it through here. And the USB. We'll bring up where we brought in the front panel, the USB 3, and that is, where is that at? Through. And that's all the cables we should need for the to be fed in through the back. So now we can lay this down and work on it laying flat, which is my preferred method. There we go. There they all are right there. We'll just start plugging things in. Okay, that's all the main cables. I'll deal with that another time here. All right, that's all the main cables. Let's flip this back up on its face. I guess I got to mount it from the other side. Now I got to put it on its side and feed these screws through. Line the holes up. Okay, SSD's been mounted and the data cable has been routed to the front to be plugged into the board. So there's your power to your fans. That's everything plugged in actually. And front panels, joy, joy, joy. Here is our RGB. This is the 5 volt. It goes right here on this little guy. You know, you would think that they would come up with a better way to connect these RGBs, man. They're so finicky and they don't like snap in. They just kind of flop around. That looks correct. It looks correct. Oh, there we go, good. Let's get into that BIOS. CPU's at 42C, not bad for stock. It does see the SSD. That's cool. That is really all I need to see, honestly. And now we can do our wire management. That is it. There's nothing more really to be done. I can put this door back on here and we can call this a day. On the other side, no, isn't that, that's not bad at all, except I'm going to take care of that. I'll take care of that. But honestly, that's not bad. I mean, it's for what it is, it's relatively clean. I'm going to close this back and have another look here in a minute. Okay, well, given the case we had to work with, I don't think that turned out too awful bad. I did button up that one CPU fan cable there. It's tucked back for what it is. Once we put the smoked glass cover on it, it'll be fine. Thanks for coming along with me on this one. And there you have it. You change the LEDs, the button on top, or you can just have it off altogether. Not bad for a budget case, huh? Not too bad, doesn't look too shabby. Not bad for a budget case, I would say. Nice and quiet, not too bad. I mean, it'll do the job. That's off completely. Anyways, I'll have the link to this case and these other parts down below this video in the chat. Thanks for coming along. Till next time, see you soon.